you doing? Awesome, excellent. Hope you had a wonderful day, wonderful week thus far. I have. It's getting even better as time progresses. Students of the week, Draylon Miller, Communications, Chidozie, you know what his last name is. He's open. Last week it was Aiden DeCorte and Walter, Communication, Exploratory Studies and Communication. With 11 of the 12 regular season games now selected for TV, CU now has 8 games on network TV and 11 in the past 2 seasons. All 11 this season and 19 in the past 2 seasons have been on network TV or flagship ESPN. Blah, blah, blah. Tough schedule per NCAA. We have had the 10 toughest schedule this season with teams we played to date compiling a 42-22 record on the season, which is great. LaJonte and Travis became the second pair of receivers in CU history to both have 7 or more touchdown receptions in a season. Daunting task. Team coming off a huge, I don't call it the upset because I know Joey and I know they felt like they were going to go in there and do what they did, and they did. Tremendous friend of mine, Texas Tech. I love him. I loved him ever since he was at Cedar Hill. You got to understand, man, Joey at Cedar Hill and probably a all-ethnic team area, and he was dominant, won state titles, well-respected in the community, well-respected amongst his peers. He was like the grand poobah or the magna cum laude of the district of coaches. He ran everything, man, and when we needed 7-on-7 games, he gave them to us when we couldn't find anybody to play at certain points in time. But he was always upstanding and forthright, going to the Under Armour All-American games, watching him get after it, watching him coach at extreme level, and he sent a plethora. I don't know how many young men that he's responsible for getting and assisting them to get to college from the team that he had at Cedar Hill. I was over there, got to know him because my son Bucky played in his organization, and just a pillar of consistency, commitment, and he was a dog. Like Joey, what you see is what you get. He don't mince words. He's straightforward. He keep it 100, and I consider him a true friend and someone I could call and lean on to understand how this college thing works at sometimes, because I'm still new to this, although I'm true to this. I still need him and various coaches at times to lean on, but I'm sure he's going to have those young men ready, and I can't wait to see him and hug his neck. Usually I don't really get down like that with other coaches for the game, but I'm definitely going to look him up to try to embrace him with him, because it's going to be fun. I'm just happy that I'm getting the opportunity to be on that stage with a man that I've respected for quite some time. Let's get it on.
Hey, Coach. How you doing?
How you doing?
Good. Nikki Edwards, CU Sports Report. You guys kind of won the bye week. Now you're tied second in the Big 12. How does it feel to be?
We don't care about that. We don't care about that. I mean, every game is a playoff game to us. It's been that way all season. I think Shedeur made a comment early in, I don't know if it's the Big 12 press conference, that every game we play is like a darn Super Bowl to people, not only to them but to us, and it is. So that's the way we're going into it. Every game is a playoff. It's a single elimination tournament, and we plan on approaching all of them with passion, with purpose, with consistency, with focus, and that dog-like attitude. We had a great practice today. God darn it, we had a great practice. It was so good, I called them up in the middle of the practice, and they thought they were going to get chewed out. I said, thank you. I like this. I like what I'm seeing. So I'm proud of the young men as well as the coaches and support staff.
Hi, Coach. Adam, Mr. Tiger, 24/7 Sports. I'm curious, you talked about today being a really good practice.
Yeah.
Did you approach this bye week any differently than
No.
that first one?
We don't change. But you add some things, you subtract some things that you saw that you didn't like about preparation, some things that you saw that you didn't like about concentration as well. You try to eliminate that and add more to it. So I'm always trying to up it. I'm always trying to make sure we're on point, not only as head coach, but our staff, support staff, as well as the young men that we're counting on.
Hey, Coach.
What's going on, boss?
Doing well. How you doing?
Excellent.
The last 2 road games, you guys have won by 27 points. Just what do you think it is about going on the road that allows you guys to play so well?
The way we prepare on the road, the way we kind of concentrate from the time we wake up and go to practice before we leave, and the things that we know we can accomplish. The unity, the focus in the walkthroughs, the just overall understanding of being early, not on time. And when you get there, don't even think about bringing a phone in the meeting room, just the undaunting focus that we have, man. So I think that's a lot. It says a lot to the structure and what our coaches are expecting from the young men and what they're delivering. They get it. They get it. Early on, it was you're trying to teach them certain ways, but now they get it. They understand what's at stake. They understand what's on the table, and they hungry. They ready to eat.
Hey, Coach. Brian Howell
How you
with
doing?
Old Daily Camera. A couple questions for you. First off, Coach Livingston was very complimentary of Kevin Mathis and just what he's meant to the defense.
Right.
What, in your opinion, makes Coach Mathis such a good coach?
Well, I happen to have known him since we played for the Cowboys together, and he's coached at every level from youth, 7-on-7, high school, Jackson, everywhere with me. So, he's my guy. His attention to detail is second to none. Being played the game and understanding what young men are capable of doing and holding them accountable on and off the field and not fluctuating from that one bit. Like, it don't matter who, if it's Travis, it's DJ, if it don't matter who it is, Preston, like, he holds those young men truly accountable, and he's smart. The only way you could come in the league, I think he was like 160 pounds, something like that, when he came in the league, and to last for a decade, you got to be smart. Now, he ran a 4.2 for breakfast now, but he was a smart, intelligent, tough physical player.
And I want to ask you real quick a couple of personnel things, but Shane Cokes, we saw get injured the last game. How's he doing?
He's doing okay. It's still up in the air whether he's going to contribute or not.
And then Deion Hayes, I know, had surgery
He's
last
not
week. Is he done for the year?
He's not playing.
Okay. And then last thing, how about TC? Is he
TC's
potentially
done.
back?
Yeah, TC's done for the year.
He is, okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Coach. Pat Graham,
How you
Associate
doing,
Press.
sir?
How you doing? Like last time we talked to you, you were asking voters not to vote for you, and you went from 23rd to 21st. Do you guys embrace that in the rankings, or do you?
We
tell
don't
them
care about no rankings. What rankings is like a tease, man. Rankings are like, I had like 3 analogies and I didn't know what to pick. I'm not lost for words. Trust me. Rankings can fool you. It can get you in a situation where you start thinking that you are that, and we don't buy into that. We know who we are. What's this week? 11 or 12, football-wise. I know 11. Week 11 in college football. If you don't know who you are by now, something's wrong. If you don't know who the players are by now, something's wrong. So we can't be fooled for that foolishness. That's why I said don't rank us. We better without it. We cool, because I don't want these young men and these coaches and the staff members thinking that you arrived just because you got a number by your team's name. I don't like that whatsoever. I'd rather be unranked and just go in there anonymously and just do what we do.
Morning, Coach.
How you doing?
Doing great. How about you?
Good, Ted.
Taylor Sadetsky, Sports Illustrated. Making it to a bowl game and then looking for a bowl game for a fine lady like Peggy.
Yeah.
Has your intensity just doubled since finding so much success?
We understand what's at stake. We understand what's on the table. We understand the love and commitment and focus and passion that we and the adoring of Peggy that we have. And, we want to, she's a lady, I said, we want to get her to the best possible bowl that we can. Now there's a reality in front of us that we just got to focus and go get. And we're totally focused on that reality, not anything else but that reality that is on us. Mm-hmm. It's on us. Ain't nobody to blame, ain't nobody to fault. It's on us. It's right there in front of us, and we got to go get it.
I really wanted to ask this last week, too, but you take so many young men under your wing, and Trey
Yeah.
Thornton, young Dolph's son, having him at the game last week, too. What did that mean, having him back at Folsom?
Tremendous. I gotta give Shedeur a tremendous amount of credit for just the young man he is away from the game. I know you guys see him doing his thing, but he been doing that since high school, man. You know, we got footage. Bucky got receipts on that. So that's really who he is. But his heart is phenomenal. I don't know if you know it, but we had a guy, I'm not gonna call his name, jump into the portal, I think this off season, that didn't have furniture in his home. And although he had an NIL deal, but he didn't have furniture, Shedeur bought him furniture. Loaded them up. He then jumped in the transfer portal and didn't even say thank you, didn't even say bye. But he don't trip because he's blessed enough to do it. But that's who this young man is. And he's always been, that's why I call him grown. He's always been mature for his age and for the stage of life that he's in right now. He has a sense of humor, sense of maturity, and he's a phenomenal human being. I'm proud of him. I'm proud of him as a young man.
Hey, Coach. I'm Jack Harlow with
My man.
Buffalo's Wire. Good to see you, Coach. Just curious, as a coach, like, what is your role when players, after their junior year, they become draft eligible, but they still have college eligibility? Just what is your role in kind of helping those players navigate that situation, kind of make that decision?
You mean, okay, break it down to me. Just give me just regular
slow it
hood.
down a little.
No, give me hood terms. You talking too sophisticated for me. If a guy don't play no more, just talk like that. Just give it to me straight.
What is your role in helping players make the decision of whether to declare for the NFL draft or stay in college for another
Okay,
year?
well, if they don't like school, they need to go because I don't want them affecting our APR. That's number one. Secondly, if they have a good shot at going to the NFL, but it could increase if they stayed, I'm going to give them that wisdom. I'm going to put them in front of a multitude of scouts and people that has the resources to give them the truth about where they stand. But you got to understand, you got to really take in consideration who that person is. We had a person at Jackson that I promise you, if he would have came here with us, he probably would have been 2nd through 4th round pick by all means. But he didn't enjoy school, so he wanted to do his thing. So you really got to understand who a person is. But I'm going to give them the truth, the unadulterated truth. I'm going to really tell them like it is, but I'm going to try to urge them to go in the right direction. But then the choice is ultimately up to them. Good question, though, man.
Thank
I like
you.
that.
Mark Kislett, Denver Gazette. Good to see you. This is inspired by you saying you don't want a ranking to influence your players to think this is who we are.
Right.
What's the challenge of players dealing with success, which you've obviously
That's
had?
the toughest thing that they deal with, success. It's the toughest thing when a player comes here. You got to understand he wants attention, he wants focus, he wants the tutelage from the staff that we've compiled. But then you got to understand, can he handle it? It's been a tremendous amount of players and coaches that have come here, and you think they can handle that light, and you find out that they can't. Because that light shows everything. Shows your blemishes, shows you up, shows you down, right, ladies? Shows everything. That light is something else. So that's tough, man. That's the toughest thing to really equate when you're evaluating these young men. Can they handle success? Because a lot of them have been in certain situations where failure has been all around and they see how that affects people, but success, they really hadn't been put in that situation. Then you walk into a locker room and you see the Travises and some guys around there, you start putting yourself up against them like, I'm not that. That's the first time in their life to start saying, hey, okay, I'm good, but I'm not that. And then you got to deal with that, man.
Because that's what I wanted to ask you.
Right.
Is we all fail. I know I have a lot.
It depends on what you call failing.
Yeah. Or had setbacks, adversity,
Okay.
whatever. But, so I think actually this is my opinion, I'm going to get your opinion, dealing with failure might be easier than dealing with success. And,
I don't know about that.
okay.
I don't know about that.
I guess it depends on how bad
Yeah.
the failure
Well, I haven't really been in that other category quite a lot in my life, but I understand. I'm sorry. And I'm not bragging or boasting, but I'm a winner. Okay, I'm talking to you from a winner's perspective. I'm talking to you from a person who has had setbacks, trials, and tribulations, but I don't rest in failure. I don't rest in complacency. I don't rest in areas like that because I know who I am, what I am, how I am, where I'm going, and how to get there. So it is tough, but you got to do a better job of recruiting to identify those type of players that if this happens, how would they respond to that? And somewhere in life, somebody, either the guy in the barbershop that's been cutting his hair since he was a kid, either the youth football coach, either the high school coach, one of the administrators, the math teacher, or the English teacher, somebody in that school knows this young man. And you got to do a better job of evaluating who he is. But it's us to create the resources to help them get over those type of hurdles. That's on us. That's on us. Tremendously on us.
Rylan Scholes from Ralph Report. You guys have found a lot of success running the football over the last 2 weeks with Isaiah Gustav starting at running back. Should fans expect Gustav to start again and get a majority of the workload, or are you guys going to kind of mix that up?
I would think so, but we have several backs that can do the job. It's who has the hot hand. Who gets to start is really not important. It's who gets to finish. That's more important than anything. The best and the most valuable person in a track meet in a 4x1 relay is oftentimes you don't know. Is it the guy who starts or the guy who finishes? Or the second leg or the third leg? You have no idea. Depends on the race and what you encounter. Great question, though.
John Treach, 9 News. Coach, you mentioned handling success. But with a month out now, it's no longer 2 months, it's no longer August. You're a month out from all the goals every college team wants. Do you sense your team is ready to seize that opportunity?
I would hope so. That's what we train for. I mean, this is one of the few teams in the country that's been lied on, cheated, talked about, mistreated. That's a song, isn't it? Lied on, cheated, talked about, mistreated. That's like a gospel song. I know that went over everybody's heads in here but a few, but that's a gospel song. That's pretty darn good. Who is that? One of the Winans? One of the Winans saying that? Yeah, I think my girl, Vicky. I think Vicky Winans spit that. She killed that. I used to love that song. But honestly, man, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. We've been through a lot, and we're prepared for the moment. We're not shying away from what we expect. We expect to be in this. We expect to be where we are. We expect to be better than where we are, honestly. But we're here. And we're thankful, we're happy, we're excited, we're elated, but we're not done. And we cannot wait to get to Lubbock to do what we're gifted to do. It's a daunting challenge, on the road, we love it. We're going to get booed. I heard they throw, is it tacos? Fajitas? Tortillas? I said everything but the right thing, huh? I was around the area, though. I was around the area now. What is it again? Tortillas. Is that legal to throw tortillas? Yeah. But, yeah, we're going to try to make them empty those things. We're going to try to make them empty them.
Hey, Coach, hope you're doing well. Hope you had a good bye week.
Thank you.
The last 2 weeks in the second half offensively, maybe not as sharp as the first half, but you had a lead. Do you have to combat that at all, or is there something you noticed taking from that you want to clean up?
No, I mean, sometimes we take the air out of the ball, and that's coming from me. Sometimes we may want to hit the clock a little more and, take time off the clock. Sometimes we may want to just take our time and let it come. But you got to understand that also comes with the performance of the defense. So it may seem like it's just the offense, but if we're giving up points in the same token, that's the defense. That's not the offense. If the offense goes out there and score, we up 14-0 and we don't score for a quarter or so, but we give up points, that's not just the offense. That's the defense as well. So we just got to play a great collective game, offense, defense, as well as special teams. That's the goal. That's the challenge.
Unrelated to that, I was wondering, when you sit down and cut on the film for an opponent, if you had a checklist, without getting too specific, what are the first few things you're looking for?
How well they run the ball, how well they stop the run, how physical they are they getting to the ball, where are their vulnerabilities? I'm looking for where can we attack, where are your vulnerabilities, and we build it from there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Coach, how you doing?
How you doing, sir?
I'm doing well. Scott Proctor, DNVR. Obviously, Travis this past weekend kind of made the rounds, going Fox and kickoff, college game. How cool was that to kind of see him kind of officially, so to speak, kind of launch his Heisman campaign?
Well, I like it because that's what everybody else has been doing, right? And it's been a presidential campaign where that's all you see. Well, it's good for working for them. It might as well work for Travis. And I think it did. Now he's touted the first person, like the number one person in that. And all he has to do now is just be consistent and be Travis. That's it. I thought it was great. I love the way he expressed himself, the way he articulated himself, and his presence on television was phenomenal. Like, he's a lovable, likable young man, and I'm proud of him. The funny thing to me, I just saw him. It had to be 1 o'clock in the morning. He riding four-wheelers around the property, just, and I'm just hearing this, like thinking to myself, you better not fall off this darn four-wheeler. The whole country is going to be at my throat if you fall off this four-wheeler. But the four-wheeler just gives off the sound that it's going faster than he was because he knows better. Then I see deer flashing from one side of the property, and he chasing the deer. I'm like, oh, my God. I'm not lying. Then next thing I know, we got a shooting range. We do things, and he's pop, pop, pop. I'm hearing all that. Like, then I'm thinking my mama's going to go crazy because she's trying to sleep. But then I'm thinking, well, my mama can't hear like she used to hear, so she probably can't even hear it. I'm thinking all these thoughts are going in my head. Then I wake up because I didn't go to bed till 2-something or whatever that night because we was playing taboo, like family taboo, couples taboo or whatever. And Travis, I wake up and see him on television. I just bust out laughing. Like, you just left. Like, when did you leave? Like, I didn't even know he was going to make the rounds that early. But we know we have a private airport, I think, 15 minutes from the crib. And he must have got up. He had to only sleep on the plane. There's no way. And I'm sitting there thinking, only Travis has that type of energy that he could go all day like that and go city to city. I think he was in like 4 different cities in one day. But he had a good time. He told me he had a wonderful time, and I'm proud of him, man. He had to. He had to.
Last one, Tyler, go ahead.
Hey, Coach, Tyler King with the Denver Gazette, kind of in a similar light. Last year, you guys were searching all season to find someone opposite Travis at cornerback to kind of step up. This year, DJ has kind of been very consistent from the start. I mean, just how impressed, you have said many times that you believe he's a future NFL corner. I mean, how impressed with you are him on a week-to-week basis?
I think DJ is definitely, he has the potential to be a number 1 draft pick, first-round draft pick. Colton Hood is another person who has that potential as well. Preston Hodge has done a wonderful job, as well in the secondary, and we have others that just hadn't gotten that opportunity yet. But to reach in your bag and close your eyes and to bring 3 or 4 of those guys that loves to bump and run out the womb, like I like that. And those type of guys attract other guys that love to play in that style. And the thing that they have in common, I think Preston isn't as tall, but all those guys are long and lanky like I like them. They're at least 5'11", 6 foot, long arms, verticals, unbelievable. All of them are basketball players in high school. They could hoop. I mean, they got it. So I love that about the corners. That's the way we go out and recruit and try to pick those certain type of young men. And it just took a little time to get them, and now we got them calling. And they know it ain't hard to find. And we're going to prayerfully make another selection round like we did last year and even top that.
Thanks, Coach.
We're good. Thank you all. God bless you.